Chapter 11. What Women Want. By all means marry. If you get a good wife, you'll become happy. If you get a bad one, you'll become a philosopher. Socrates, when a man types "what women want" into Google, he gets about 5,900,000,000 results. 5.9 billion results. Yes, that is billion with a B. There is only one thing that women really want, not 5.9 billion things. To give you some perspective on the number of ideas on what women want, if you type porn into Google, you only get about 471 million results. There are roughly 12 times more ideas about what women want than there are porn results on Google. Think about that for a moment. The top of the Google crap heap of the 5.9 billion results on what women want is a movie entitled What Women Want with Mel Gibson. In the movie, Gibson's character has a freak accident, after which he is able to read the minds of women. He also waxes his legs in the movie, wears pantyhose, and does a whole bunch of other strange things, including electrocuting himself in a bathtub with a blow dryer. The movie sounds stupid because it is stupid and has nothing to do with what women actually want. Don't believe everything you read on the internet. Abraham Lincoln. I assure you, women do not want the movie What Women Want. Instead, I will refer to a half a millennia old story by Geoffrey Chaucer, who died in the year 1400. In Chaucer's story, The Canterbury Tales, there are several characters who are on a pilgrimage, and each one of the characters tells a story. One of the characters' name is the Wife of Bath. The Wife of Bath was a professional wife, as up until about 1900, a professional wife was a real career for a woman. Women were either wives or prostitutes. Those were the only jobs for women. The Wife of Bath had grown wealthy by marrying and remarrying a collection of men, all of whom died. Each time a husband died, she grew wealthier. The Wife of Bath is an experienced woman and tells the story of what women really want. In her story, there once was a knight, a handsome knight who was riding through the countryside. This knight comes across a beautiful virgin in the countryside, and he thinks she is beautiful, so he rapes her. The knight continues on his journey after the rape and ends up in the local town where the girl who was raped has told the queen about the knight who raped her. The queen orders the knight into the court and holds him on trial. He is found guilty, and the queen is prepared to sentence the knight to death unless he can find out what women truly want. The knight has 1 year to solve the mystery of what women want, or he will be put to death by the queen. The game is on. The knight searches far and wide, asking everyone he can in the kingdom about what women want. Some people claim that women want money, women want family, women want children, women want all sorts of answers that do not seem to be better than the last one. Finally, the knight is running out of time and he meets an old disfigured beggar witch in the street, and she says, "Sir Knight, I know what women want." The knight is intrigued and asks the beggar witch, "What is it that women truly want?" The beggar witch withholds the information but makes a deal with the knight. She will tell the knight what it is that women truly want, and in exchange, if she is correct, the knight shall marry her after he is saved from the queen. The knight is growing desperate, so he agrees to the beggar witch's bargain right before his second trial. The old woman whispers into the knight's ear as to what it is that women truly want. The knight arrives in court, and the entire kingdom is at the trial, waiting to see if the knight has learned his lesson or not. The queen asks the knight, "So, Sir Knight, what is it that women want?" The knight proudly walks into the middle of the court and gives the court the answer that the beggar witch passed on to him. The queen is stunned at how good the knight's answer is and pardons him for his crimes. She had never heard such an answer before. As the knight turns to leave the court, the beggar witch appears out of the audience and tells everyone that it was she who helped the knight and reveals the bargain he had made with her for marriage. The queen asks the knight, "Is this true?" The knight sighs and says, "Yes, it is true." And so the wedding is to commence. The knight walks down the aisle at the wedding to meet his bride, follow through with his word, and marry the beggar witch. She is ugly, foul-smelling, and he does not want to kiss her. The knight does everything he can to avoid the old woman, but finally, on their wedding night, he is in bed with the old beggar witch, and he is avoiding his husbandly duties of consummating the marriage. The beggar witch wants the knight to kiss her and take her as his bride officially by consummating the marriage with a kiss and with sex. The knight is disgusted and avoids her in bed, trying to avoid her at all costs. But finally, the witch asks sweetly, "Please, Sir Knight, won't you kiss your new bride?" She leans in for a kiss. The knight realizes he is never going to get out of this situation without kissing her, closes his eyes and leans in to kiss the witch. In the moment of his obedience, upon kissing the witch, she transforms into a beautiful young maiden, and the knight and the young maiden live forever, happily ever after. So what is it that women truly want? What was the secret that the beggar witch gave to the knight to impress the queen and save his life? What do women truly want? The answer is mastery over their men. The knight was a criminal for taking the virgin at the beginning of the story against her will and was punished by the queen in return. In the end, however, the knight was rewarded for yielding and giving mastery over himself to his wife, the old beggar witch, who happened to transform into a beautiful young maiden for him to enjoy. It's a simple story, but it's a powerful story at the same time. What do women want? Mastery over their men. To make a woman happy, she wants a real man, a strong man to have mastery over. Chris Rock, the famous comedian, used to say, "Men see something they want and say, 'What do I have to do to get me that?' Women see something they want and say, 'Who do I have to get me that?'" In the medieval times, the only person who could tell the truth was the court jester. Today, it is comedians like Chris Rock who tell us the truth. Women want mastery over their men, but they want real men, strong men, not man-boys and not effeminate men who do not take responsibility and ownership over their lives.
Attraction, polarity, and sexual excitement lie in the denial of what she wants. She wants mastery over a strong man, and to create attraction, a man must deny her such mastery to create tension, while still creating enough release through moments of temporary mastery. Such is the tension and push and pull nature of polarity and attraction. If a man is to give in to his woman and give her full mastery, he could depolarize the attraction and be a guy she can walk all over. This is not what women want. Women want mastery over the most powerful man they can find, the tribal leader. If you give in to her, you are socially beneath her, and that will serve as proof that you are not the tribal leader. She will set out to find a new leader and a stronger man to master. This is unfair, this is cruel, but this is life and biology. In many ways, we are no better than the apes. Contrary to popular belief, women do not want to be #1 in your life. Instead, they want to be #2 after your purpose. Your purpose grounds you in masculinity and makes you attractive to women.